So, my name is Ben Hoff. I'm a senior at Brookline High School and I'm 18 years old. Yeah, Brookline High has offered me a lot of different opportunities to get involved in a lot of different things. And I like being diverse and I like spreading myself over a bunch of different areas. So, I've played in the orchestra, I played cello all 4 years. I've ran on the boys track team all 4 years also. And during the summers, I do something that's very different than the literacy work that I do, which is I work in an MIT engineering lab. And what I do there is I design medical and agricultural technologies for third world countries. I'm there pretty much 5 days a week, and I'm working with grad students, undergrads, professors, and most excitingly, people from the developing world that fly into MIT to help us work on these projects that'll go into their communities. And the lessons that that type of thing teaches you is kind of the same as the Brookline Literacy Partnership. It's the strength of community and it's the strength of individual contact. Just sitting down with someone face to face is the most incredible thing. The Brookline Literacy Partnership is really one of the most incredible experiences of my life. It really opened my eyes to the world of Brookline because I had been a member of the town of Brookline ever since I was in kindergarten when my family moved here from JP. But I didn't really have a sense of the community until I started doing work in the Brookline Literacy Partnership. And that sense of community kind of came from two places. First, it came from traveling to Roxbury and seeing their community and seeing how it was different and similar to the Brookline community. And then the second part of it just came from doing the different networking things that the Brookline Literacy Partnership kind of requires. It's taught me how generous the community is and how important that generosity is, because we wouldn't be able to do any of the things that we do. We wouldn't be able to tutor students, we wouldn't be able to give away books, we wouldn't be able to help teachers if the Brookline community wasn't as embracing as it is. And I'm not just talking about money donations, I'm talking about time and advice. And that's the thing that makes the most difference. Because if you feel like you have people in your community who are knowledgeable and who want to help you and who are interested in your project, it's so easy to do good work. When I first traveled to the Emerson School, which was the school that the BLP was partnered with before Mather, I was ashamed because I went to this school that was 3.7 miles away. And I didn't think that schools like that existed in our country, and I was ashamed not to have known that. And being so close to something like that and not knowing about it, it's just strange. And I wasn't aware of it. And that was really the time when I realized that this was important work. Because I'd seen the meetings in the Brookline Literacy Partnership, which Sarah led. They were incredibly professional. But really, visiting a school like that is an incredible experience. And there's not enough communication, there's not enough direct face-to-face contact across this very simple border. And I think that it's a real benefit to both sides. Because when our tutors go over there, these kids have a blast. They get to talk with Brookline High students, they have a fun time, they learn reading, and they're having a good time doing it. But I can't really tell if that's the most important part of the program, because the tutors that come back have just as much of a transformative story, because most of them have never experienced something like that before. And that's something that I don't think Brookline High kids have enough exposure to. There's a lot of people who come to Brookline, but Brookline can go to more places. All I can say is that I'm so lucky to be in a community where all of you are there for high school students, because I can't say how much of a difference you've made, not just on the work with the Literacy Partnership, but on kind of my trajectory. And I can't really express how grateful I am. And it's another thing that affirms my belief in face-to-face contact and relationships. Because when I came into the Brookline Literacy Partnership, I had this idea of partnership. And then what it really boils down to once you do it long enough is friendship. Because partnerships are just friendships. And the more friendships you have and the closer your friendships are, the stronger you are. Winning a Hub Youth Award a couple years ago meant a lot to me, because Sarah Plavnik, who was the first director of the Brookline Literacy Partnership and the founder of the Brookline Literacy Partnership, was actually the one who nominated me. And I remember you telling me that she was the first one to nominate another student. And that really touched me. And just, seeing the diversity of the things that kids in Brookline do. It's a heartening experience, and you leave the night feeling so great that you're part of such a community. Just having that one time each year to come together and to acknowledge what everyone's done, it's important. And I'd like to thank my family, my moms and my brother, because they are truly the number one strength that I have.